All right. We're live now?
Yes, we're live, Marcus.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are live here back into Plymouth as we get into the second game of the Combine. My name is Marcus Bailey, and to my right is Ryan Eastman. How you doing, dude?
Doing great. Glad to have you back in the booth for game two. We were here not even, what was it, 3 months ago? A little over
Oh yeah.
2.5 months ago, watching the game six of the finals, and now we get to watch the rookies try and make a name for themselves here before the draft next week.
Yeah, and being able to just take a good glimpse into game one. There's been some interesting seeing these young guys really getting inspired, playing into a stadium that just held that just crowned a champion and really wanted to strive for that aspiration to be there at one day in their careers.
Yeah, definitely an atmosphere like none other. The fans are hyped from the championship, and they're hyped here again, ready to watch the next stars of the FBA be born. Any last minute comments before we get this game going?
Well, all I have to say is just good luck to all of the players here as they're trying to go ahead and solidify their spots as we do see the top 24 get ready to duke it out. All right, as we do get to see the two teams get ready, the Stars and the Elites. All the young players getting ready as Meyer picks up the rock. Right now, Cooper trying to lay it up, and it's no good, but Age Martin gets the rebound.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Those two starting lineups have shifted. We'll see how the players that were coming off the bench last game do now starting in this game too.
Yeah, that's one of the big keys here when it comes to Combine is being able to understand each different scenarios that could happen. Whether you're starting for the first time or whether you have to come off the bench. It's really just all trying to understand the fit as we do get to see the Elites with the rock one more time, but they lose the ball and Martin picks it up.
Yeah, something we saw last game was a lot of steals coming out, and unlike last game, no points here in the first minute.
Yeah, it just seems like a very defensive effort from both sides as we do to see Lagerstorm getting the first points of the game for the Stars.
Yeah, we saw him pick it up last game with 11 rebounds, and this time getting it done on offense and battle for the ball there.
Yeah, that was just really good, tough there for defense. As Murphy tries to go lay it up, but it's no good there. As a great career, gets the rebound and hands it over to Cooper. Cooper hands it over to Kelly. And so far, both teams really trying to hold their own, especially in the paint. We can see a quick double team there, but it doesn't matter as Al gets the easy pass from Cooper for the two.
Yeah, and that's what the problem with the double team is. You leave open that Fur, and especially since they let the Fur get under the post, that is a dangerous situation. As we see Martin try for three, it's no good.
Yeah, and Groy Career gets the rebound. Bringing up for the Elites, we are tied to a piece here in game two of the Combine games. You can see a quick pass over to Cooper. Cooper for three, and it rattles home.
Yeah, last game it was the Stars with their lineup mix that had the advantage from beyond the arc. We'll see if it's the Elites this time. Cooper getting the first one notched in as Snyman just dances his way to the post.
Yeah, really trying to use a little bit of power there, even though he's going up against a bigger Fur. Really taking his advantages. They're only down by one. The Elites up 5-4.
Speaking of Steinman, the part of the championship raw crew in the FCAA. I can't even speak tonight, can I? Alongside Iverson, who's also here tonight. We saw Iverson start last game as the alley-oop attempt is interrupted. The Stars will keep possession, though.
Yeah, it was a good defensive effort there by the Elites. Trying to make sure to not give them the easy one here.
Well, we saw last game tons of alley-oops get through, and maybe the players coming off the bench are keeping that in mind, not to let this become a backyard game where the rim's, a foot off the height of a normal person.
Yeah, right now the Stars only have not so much time left, and they get a shot clock violation there as they shot the ball way too late, and it ends up being an air ball.
Yeah, shot clock management was not too bad last game, but it's always a factor to keep in mind how a team and how a player handles that internal timing, and if they hold on to the ball too long.
Yeah, and Cooper going for this again, another three, and excellent shooting here from Cooper. He is known to be a sharpshooter back in college, and it's really showing his stride here in game 2.
Yeah, that's 2 for 2 so far. Didn't have a big game 1, but showing up in game 2 here is they're up by 4 with possession again.
Yeah, right now, Kelly going around the lock, looking for Cooper. Cooper has the hot hand right now as he tries to drive into the paint, and he actually draws the foul, and that'll be Bertrand's first personal. We do get to see Cooper making the first shot. So in the early going, the Elites pretty much extended this lead up to 6 now as Cooper makes them both. The Stars having a little bit of struggle offensively. They have to get something going.
Yeah, especially with the scouts watching, they are looking for smart shot selection. I mean, a circus shot like that is great to make in the end, but how high of a percentage is that really going to be at the end of the day? They want to see high-quality shots going up, even if they are missing.
Yeah, right now, Cooper trying to show his advantages into the paint, but not able to get it down this time as Martin gets the rebound. Martin passes over to Murphy, and Murphy lays it up in him with a finger roll.
Yeah, great court awareness. Court awareness is a stat that's very hard to define and measure, but when you see it, you know it. It's needle-like passes, and Cooper really coming out on fire here tonight with that jumper.
Yeah, Cooper really has been the hottest hand of all the players so far, and it's been really noted of his offensive prowess, and we can see a quick layup and in there, and the Stars once again come to deficit down to 2. And we do see Cooper playing a little bit of point here as he tries to force his way into the paint, but it's no good as Age gets the rebound. And Murphy heading over for a 3, and it's good. And oh no, it's a long 2. His paws were on the line.
And matching up in the post, Cooper versus Martin, not the best matchup. I mean, there's a 5-inch difference there, and I mean only a 30-pound, but still, that's a big body going against an Viking Longerstrom. Wow, I'm combining names here.
Yeah, right over. See Greg Creer being able to take advantage of the turnover as he gets a quick finger roll. Being able to take advantage of the turnover as the Elites are up 14-12. Murphy waiting a quick screen. Going into the paint, and he not able to make the mid-ranger, but Bertrand was trying to lay it up and in, but it's no good either. Corey Greer with the rock this time. Right now, Cooper loses the ball there. Costly turnover. That was pretty unforced as well, as Age is able to pick it up, passes it up to Snyman, Snyman tries to lay it up, and it's no good, but he gets the rock back. Good defense there by the Elites.
Yeah, Myers with the block on the putback attempt gets it back to the Elites' possession.
Yeah, so far, we only got about 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Very low scoring so far within this game, as we just try and have a quick lay-in by Cooper, but once again, it's no good. So he has cooling off a bit after the quick start he had in this quarter.
Yeah, well, considering game 1, we saw 30 points put up by one team. It is definitely a quiet game, but Cooper from beyond the arc, that's his 3rd now here.
Yeah, he's really putting the 3 and 3-and-D when it comes to his ability, as the Stars having to call a first time out for the game.
Yeah, again, this is a lot slower start compared to game one, but at the same time, 3 points abound from the Stars, or from the Elites. And
Yeah, we do get to see some major change up from, I believe, both sides as Kelly. Let's lay it up, and it's no good there as Alaman gets the rebound. So whenever you're seeing a new, fresh faces here on the court, seeing how each of these players respond to coming off the bench this time compared to their previous roles in Game 1 as Lagerstorm. Taking his time, pass it up to Kelly. Kelly passes over to Iverson. Iverson decides to pass it on back up as Lavoy Williams. They'll go for the long two, and it's no good.
Yeah, I have to imagine fatigue's going to factor in. Iverson was so critical in game one to their win, but at the same time, has to be feeling fatigued here, even with limited minutes in this second game, as a foul is called on Iverson, in fact.
So far, both teams are really showing a lot of grit here in the early going in this game.
Did you step away from the mic a little bit there?
Oh, yep. Sorry about that. And right now, Wilson's able to get the second one down as the Elites are now up by 9, 21-12.
Yeah, Kelly was a bit of a play starter last game. See if she can pick it up in game two. No
so
good.
Far, yeah, so far it's been pretty messy here for the Stars as Tonpo trying to go for an alley-oop pass but gets deflected there by Iverson. Good play there. And the boy Williams hands it over to Kelly. And Kelly trying to get into the paint but is met well within a lot of red jerseys as the Elite gets the easy rebound. And Foster takes it over to Wilson, and Wilson's trying to go for a fast break point, but it's a turnover. And Aquino going for a long two, but it's no good. But Iverson tries to clean it up. No good there either. That's another thing that you have to look into when it comes to the bids, is taking advantage of those second chance points, because they can be very key in a game.
Well, we saw that last game. You bring it up. Iverson, 8 offensive rebounds. I mean, was all over the glass, crashing the boards. And the Elites last game had 16 points on second chance compared to 4 for the Stars. And it was off of Iverson. So I point out to Waylon that we really need to see better boxing out from both teams in game two, which Iverson being able to get that offensive rebound is showing that perhaps that's not going to be the case here.
Yeah, right now we do have another timeout. I believe that's the Elites, on the Elite side, if I recall correctly, yeah.
Stars.
The Stars? Okay.
I mean, they're down by 11 at this point.
Yeah, they're probably going to need all the time that they can game plan as they can get.
Well,
so far,
this is a mental game, and being down by this much, even if it is a show match, you have to worry about, how are these rookies going to handle it mentally? Are they going to be able to withstand it mentally? It's not like this is the FBA level where you have veterans that you can rely on to be a rock. You all are, 19 to 21-year-olds here tonight.
Yeah, right now Iverson with a good defense here, as we do have Kelly taking her time to go for a mid-ranger, and it's good.
And she has shown that even if she's missing, she's never afraid to take a shot, and that is something that teams will look at. Are they smart shots? That can be something that can be taught. Having confidence in yourself, even when down, even when missing, is a very rare trait.
Yep, and Hayden Foster was able to get the 2 points for the Elite after that mid-ranger. And so far, Kelly trying to see if she can continue that magic, but no good there. As Wilson Almost got his, lost it there. Good hands by Kelly. Foster trying to lay it up, and it's no good there, but Foster gets his own miss, and it's good.
And that was just a bad matchup. Kelly, one of those players under 6 foot, 5'9". She really has to be physical down low in the post and battle. We saw her against Boltave last game, similar sized players, and she was able to make it work. And that's her second traveling violation called against her. First one in game 1, now in game 2, and she is not happy.
Yeah, it happens sometimes when you get into the moment, right? When you're getting to this level of the game, you have to expect the officiating to be a lot more crisp compared to what it is in the college level. As Foster hands it over to Tonpo.
And you're going to face bigger bodies in the post, and you're going to get bounced around. You just have to keep that pivot foot planted as we see Jetson get the offensive board and the putback. In a 15-point game here, I mean, we saw the Elites finally pick it up. It looks like they're going to have 30 before the end of the quarter at this rate.
Yeah, the Elite have been in control for a majority of this game, what it seems like, and they haven't really taken the foot off the gas, especially when it came to the pause of Cooper. Cooper has really been the big answer here for the first quarter. We'll see if Kelly is able to get this final shot, and she will not. And that'll be the end of the first quarter as the Elites are up by 15, 29-14.
You saw a good double team there. They knew Kelly was going to be the one to take the final shot, so they were already having two defenders very close by to impact that shot attempt.
Yeah, we are witnessing right now the championship banner for the Puma Taproots. Really excellent game showing there from the previous year. Once again, this is back here for start of quarter 2 for this game.
Stars really need to pick it up here, and it might rely a little bit on the players that were benched this game. Sequino gets the first bucket.
Yeah, that's a great way to start this the second quarter, trying to diminish this deficit quite a little bit as they are down by 13 now.
Almost at this point, it's defense. Just put some stops up. Get a couple quick turnovers, maybe.
Yeah, right now, Hayden go for a mid-range on the free throw line, but it's no good as Aguido brings it up. So far, Benjamin surveying the field a little bit. Hands it over to Na. Hands it to Iverson. Iverson going over to LaVoy Williams, who goes for a tough mid-ranger, and it's no good. So far, it's been a little bit of a stalemate in the early going, as we get to see an attempt at layup, but it's going to be a foul there on Coquinos. So the Elites will have a chance to extend their lead even more as the first one is made.
Yeah, the Dragon at this point doesn't need to try too hard. He had a great game 1. He doesn't need to try and stand out coming off the bench. Just play smart. Don't get too many fouls. Try not to turn the ball over. Oh, God, that was almost a brick on a free throw.
Yeah, Foster not to be able to get the second one down, but they are up by 14, 30-16. Hands it over to Iverson. Iverson looking over to Anari. Anari for a long two, but it's no good. So, right now the Stars need to find a way to get a stop, and Iverson was able to get that, as I say so. Just snatching it from the air.
With the reach there, he just pulled that down and cupped it.
And being able to answer back is they're able to get the glass in, as the Elites are now up 30-18. And of course, as I say that, the Elites are able to answer right back.
Yeah, Boltave last game stepped up and matched Safira Kelly stride for stride, and actually shot more accurate from the floor.
And right now, Inari trying to lay it up, and it's no good there. As Ivan was able to get the rebound. Callum hands it over to Foster. Lots of passing here for the Elite as Baltiv and tries to pass it back out to the he tries to pass it back out over to the 3 points, but no one was really there to get it in time.
That is, a home run. That was over the arms. I don't think the player was ready for it even. They were not expecting the ball to be thrown like a bullet back at them.
Yeah, they really kind of shows the desperation there, not really trying to find anything going for that drive, but Nah tries to lay it up, and Elite was kind of lucky there that the Stars weren't able to take advantage of that. They just try a quick layup, but it's no good. Murphy with the rock and hands it over to Nah. And we get to see a reach-in foul there by Paltav. So what are you liking so far in this game? Who do you think is standing out right now if all the players are on the court?
Well, I'd like to see a little bit more again from Zach Cooper. Definitely stepped up very early with those threes. But I'd like to see a little bit more as we see a block from Myers there against Lagerstrom. But honestly, I want to see if Zach Cooper can keep the heat going. He obviously found a rhythm earlier, but I want to see if, after being on the bench for a while, if he can pick it up again.
Yeah, and he's looking to do just that, but a lot of blue jerseys there as his shot was blocked.
Yeah, maybe keep it from the three-point line. He's had success there. I appreciate the varied range of the game, but you see, Viking almost stripped. He gets the ball back and actually has better position because of it and lays it up and in.
Yeah, you can say a little bit of Elite luck happened there. It was some good defensive effort by the Elite, but it just wasn't enough. And right now the Elite's trying to answer back, but it's no good. Murphy with the rebound. Murphy looking over to Inari, who goes for the mid-ranger, and it's good. And now they have a chance to cut the deficit within single digits if they have a stop here.
And you mentioned earlier about scenarios, and this is one of those scenarios right now that these players may face. A situation where, hey, how do you react when you are down by 10? Are you going to mope about and play half-assed? Or are you going to try and claw your way back into the game?
And even in vice versa, when you have that kind of lead, do you want to take your foot off the gas pedal, or do you want to go ahead and just put your paws down into your opponent's throat? It really is a two-way street. You've got to continue playing hard. Just because you have that cushion, it can easily be cut down pretty quickly.
Yeah, we saw Lagerstrom with the block from behind on Al-Amin, and that's exactly how those kind of deficits are whittled away, is great defense and getting the shot on offense just like that.
Yeah, and so the Elites really need to find a way to cool down the Stars here, as Cooper is the perfect for it to do so, but he loses the ball there, and a costly turnover there, and it will be the Stars' ball.
Yeah, and that's actually on Al-Amin. The ball was tipped by the Stars. It would have been the Elite's possession, but he panicked a little bit and went for the ball and actually was the first one to touch it as it went out of bounds. So what would have been just an inbound turned into a turnover because of that.
And we'll see that if the Stars are able to take advantage of that, as Murphy goes for a mid-ranger, but it's no good. Myers gets the rebound.
Yeah, that was wide open though. And I want to see Cooper maybe back out to the perimeter and take a three. That would have really be a moment stopper. As you see, he's double-teamed, and it's no good with the double team on him.
Yeah, that's one thing that Cooper needs to understand, that even though you did start off hot, you don't want to try and go against the defense right head on, as Williamson gets the rebound.
Yeah, heat checks are supposed to be from like 5 feet beyond the three-point line, not driving into the post against Furs a foot taller than you possibly.
Yeah,
there
right
we
go.
go.
Cooper going for three, and it's just hits the side of the rim, so no good. Cooper has cooled down quite a bit.
Yeah, and that wasn't a bad three. That was a well-drawn play. And Lagerstrom with the putback. That's his second here tonight. Now it's a 6-point game. It's getting close.
Yeah, just like that, they're only down 2 possessions, and the Elites have to call their first timeout for the game. So, the Stars have been able to answer after being down by 15 at one point in this game. And now they cut the deficit down half of that, as they're only down 32-26. What do you think the Elites have to do to try and calm this down?
I mean, be a bit smarter with your shooting, obviously. I mean, the last possession was fine. Cooper was wide open for that 3 attempt, but stop trying to drive the lane unnecessarily. Like, this is a good shot. Yes, it missed, but that 3 was a well placed. The defense wasn't necessarily in his face, and he is known for shooting the 3s. I think being on defense would be great as we see a battle for the ball.
Yeah,
Goes the way of Stars, though.
Yeah, we're just seeing quite a bit of a little bit of scrappiness a few moments ago. But the Stars don't have a lot of time left. They have to go for a tough long 2, but it's no good. In and out as Alleman has been able to get the rebound. Kelly. And over to Groy Career. Groy Career just hands it over to Alleman. And Kelly got the size advantage. He's able to try to lay it up, but it gets blocked there. What a surprise!
Neo with the block.
Some great defensive effort there. What honestly, 9 times out of 10, the big man's able to lay that in easy, but not in this case.
Yeah, like I said, it's a matchup that should have gone Blake's way, but Neo making it work and then getting the better of him on the other end.
Yeah, and just like that, the Stars are now only down by 4. 32-28. And we'll see if the Elite's able to answer back, and they do that with a quick slam there by Myers. Good dish there for the Elites.
Yeah, he hasn't been very effective on offense tonight. It looked like the defense just forgot about him a little bit there. And if you're going to leave anyone that open, it's going to be an easy bucket.
And Aides trying to lay it up, but it's no good. Cooper, even though he doesn't have the size advantage, is doing very well defensively.
Yeah, the Beaver needs to find his shot again. I mean, he's obviously going to keep fighting for it, and he loses the ball there.
And so far, Age hands it over to Snimmin, but no good as the Elites get the rebound, trying to extend this lead back into a very comfy lead as Cooper being guarded there by Age. Has a little bit of a lane, spins it, and he gets it.
The Beaver dancing around the defenders finally finds a way to the basket.
Yeah, and so far, the Elites find a way to have a little bit of a extended this lead back up, but the Stars are showing no sense of calming down as they are keeping this thing close.
Yeah,
Kelly.
great fadeaway from Tyreek there.
And Kelly going for a little bit of a fadeaway of his own as they said that, their lead up to 8, 38-30, as we're getting 2:30 left in the first half. Right now we do get to see another missed 3-point attempt for the Stars as Roy Creer hands it over to Cooper. Cooper backs it up. And right now, Cooper has a lane, and he does get fouled on the way by Viking. And I believe that is Vikings. I think it's either his second or his third.
It's
personal.
his first, I think, actually. It's the third team.
Okay.
But no, even in game one, we really didn't see any foul trouble come about, and that's very good to actually see because I've always mentioned when it comes about, the smart fouls aren't the problem. It's when you get emotional and you're giving away free fouls.
Yeah, and we do have Cooper being able to get the free throw as they extend the lead up to 10, back to double digits. And that's something that can be a theme in a game where one team has a hot hand and they're able to get it back, but once they start cooling down, we get to see the other team get that cushion back up. So it's really trying to find a way to continue that momentum as the Elites are not able to bring that one down this time. And right now, Kelly gets an alley-oop pass to a slam. And that's one way to get that energy going for the Stars, another as they get it back within single digits.
Well, we saw 21 dunks in the first game, so finally starting to see a few come in, even if Cooper misses the shot there.
Yeah, Myers able to extend the lead back up to 10, 42-32, with only a minute left in the first half. And so far, Kelly hands it over to Aquino. Aquino hands it over to Kokinos, and it's good. The Aquino-Kokinos combo is able to help the Stars take it back within single digits. And right now, Kelly of the Elites hands over to Alamin.
Yeah, it's bad enough we have two Kellys on the floor right now.
Yeah, I mean, at least with this one, you have them on different teams, so we can pretty much differentiate between the two, as Kelly on the Stars has the rock currently. Passes it over to Lavoy Williams. Lavoy hands it back over to Kelly, who passes it to Aquino, and Aquino loses the ball there, and it's another costly turnover. This time on the Stars' end, and the Elites have a chance to shoot the final bucket. And will it go in? No, it won't. So the Elite is going into halftime with the lead 42-34.
Yeah, well, you say being on the separate team is better. I think that's actually worse, because then you get situations where, like, Kelly steals the ball from Kelly, and Kelly gets a paw on it, and Kelly with the ball, Kelly gets it back, and Kelly blocks Kelly. It's like, who are you talking about? The poor radio listeners. But we'll take a dive into the stats as the halftime show comes to a close. Much quieter game overall compared to game one. Last game we were sitting right around the 50-point mark, shooting above 50% for both teams. Been a bit slower. The Stars came close to getting back in the game, but now they find themselves down again. Looking at the stats, Pathrun, 4 rebounds, missed his 1 shot. Viking Lagerstrom, 8 rebounds so far, 6 points, 3 blocks, 3 steals, getting it done on defense. Murphy, 8 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 4 from 10 from the field. Snyman, 8 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and a block, 4 for 10. Adge, a steal, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. Struggling a bit on offense, 4 misses. Aquino, only 2 shots taken, made 1 rebound, 2 rebounds, an assist, and a turnover. Kokinos, 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal, perfect from the floor. Lavoy Williams has missed all 3 of his shots attempts. Iverson, quiet, only 1 shot attempt, 2 steals, a block, and 2 rebounds. Might be showing a bit of the fatigue from game 1 here. Being able to get it done on defense, but not as active on offense. Foul as well to his name. Jumping down to Kelly, 2 points, 1 assist, 1 for 7. Gone cold here in the second game. 2 points, 1 assist, 50% from the floor. And Anari, 1 shot made in 4 minutes on the floor. Jumping on over to the Elites, Al-Amin, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 points. Myers, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks, perfect from the floor. Cooper, 17 points, but struggled from the field except for 3-point line. He's 3 for 4 from there, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Just needs to take some smarter shots from the rest of the field and pull that field goal percentage up. Giro Crier, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 for 3 from the field. Kelly, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 for 4 from the field. Divokovic, 5 rebounds, 1 shot attempt. Nothing else really coming in his 9 minutes on the floor. Foster, 3 for 4 from the free throw line, but 7 points total, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Jetson, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 for 2. Tonpo, 1 for 2 as well with 2 points, but a turnover added into the mix there. 2 offensive rebounds, though, coming from Jetson. That's actually all of her rebounds have been from the offensive side, with both of her putbacks, only one of them going in. That's an area that today we have seen calm down. Not as many offensive rebounds in this game 2 compared to game 1. And we'll take a look at the rest of the team. Wilson, 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, all coming from the free throw line. Williamson only taking 1 shot in the 6 minutes he's been on the floor, a rebound and a miss. Altave only been on the floor for 4 minutes, but has put up 2 points, 2 rebounds, and unfortunately 2 turnovers as well. Anyone surprising you with their performance in the second game here so far?
Well, I guess just going over to Cooper, the way that he started off this game was very, very excellent compared to how he was in game 1. But of course, he did cool down. We have to pretty much wait and see if he's able to try and pick it back up and really be smart about his mid-rangers, because a lot of those misses really came from those times where he tried to force his way into the paint, as Cooper tries to go for a mid-ranger, but it's no good.
Yeah, I mean, 3 for 4 from beyond the arc. Those were smart shots. I'd like to see him go back to that range. I know he's trying to show off more of him being a complete player, not just a 3-point specialist. But right now, if it's not falling, don't waste those shots from there.
Because it's not just about making sure that those shots going in. It's also being able to make those smart shots in. Because that's one of the big things that a lot of scouts are looking for, as Martin hands over to Snyman. And Snyman tried to fight his way into this paint, and it lays it up and in.
Yeah, able to get around the ferret there and get the bucket. That's a 6-point deficit they find themselves in again.
Right now, John hands it over to Cooper. Cooper was thinking of going for a fadeaway, but instead hands it over to John. Lots of passing here as Alamin has the rock. No good, but Meyer cleans up the board, but it's not able to get in. So right now, Steinman going for a mid-ranger, and once again, no good. A little bit of a cold streak for both sides, as we only have 1 bucket being made so far. And that continues as Murphy gets the rebound. Both teams trying to pick up the pace a little bit as Martin lays it up and in.
Yeah, that's the thing with the unending possessions. You start to feel like you have to pick up the pace between each one. Each rebound becomes a fast break opportunity, and you just try and run faster and faster. I mean, these are very inexperienced players, so it's not surprising to see them kind of not necessarily have the greatest control of the throttle and getting a little bit out of control of how fast the plays go.
Yeah, right now Myers having to go for a tough shot, and that was nowhere near where it's going to go. He held the ball way too long as the Elites gets called for that shot clock violation. The Stars will pick it back up, and they have a chance to cut the deficit down to 2.
Yeah, and he almost lost the ball there, so he had very little time left, and we've seen an air ball already here tonight, so it's funny to see a second one already.
And right now, Snyman tries to get his shot in, but it rattles out. Right now, the Elites trying to find a way to calm down the storm as Alamin tries to clean it up, and he does so there. as the Elites are now up by 6, 46 to 40. But right now, the Stars are hoping to look to cut this open. We got a lane wide open there, but it's no good. But Viking is able to get the rebound. And right now, the Stars are able to get that second chance point quite easily. And that's a really big key to the game, is just really the second chance points. Because there have been a lot on the table for both sides.
Yeah, see if Cooper can get anything done. Again, 4-point game here. He's fighting his way down.
And once again, not a good selection there, as H was all over him. And Alamen gets the rebound. Right now, Kelly lays it up, and it's good. Blake with the easy finger roll. And now Snyman. Taking his time, and he passes it over to Murphy. Murphy goes for a long two, and it's good. If only he was able to get his paws behind the line a couple of feet, it would have been good, but gets the Elise to call yet another timeout as they're only up by 4, 48 to 44.
Yeah, it is a momentum question of, yeah, you have a lead, but you were, again, up by 15 at one point in this game, and now you're looking at only a 4-point cushion. It's not something you want to risk losing going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we're only halfway. We're only just about a halfway there into that quarter, as they are only up by 4, 48-44. We do see a large amount of substitutions for both sides. Right now, Baldev surveying the field. Not a lot of time left. He might have to go for a tough shot, and he does right on the Plymouth logo, and it's no good.
Yeah, that was almost a half-court heave there at that point, how far he backed up.
Yeah, right now, Snyman's trying to go for a mid-ranger, but it's no good there. As Eric hands it over to Callum. Callum pulling it back as he pulled it over to Alaman. Alaman looking to lay it up, and it's good. And right now, the Elites are up by 6, 50 to 44. As Snyman once again will get way deep into the woods as he goes to a three-pointer, and hits the back of the rim there. And right now, Tonpo trying to get into the paint, but he gets fouled there by Na.
Yeah, she's been quiet in game 1 and honestly game 2 here as well, trying to get any kind of points up on the board.
Yeah, because that is one of the big things. Is even though that this is technically a game and you want to win, you do want to be able to try and stand out from the rest of your peers. After all, this is to pretty much try and impress all of the scouts here sitting into the stands, as Tonpo is able to get the second one.
Yeah, I mean, all these players have a body of work that spans many years that the scouts are looking at, and while this match may be looked at, it's not going to make the final decision necessarily on how well they're rated. Everyone has a good night. Everyone has a bad night. Can you show the fundamentals, though, that are there as your base is really what the question is.
Yeah, and being able to respond to any sort of scenario, as Tonpo goes for a fadeaway mid-ranger and is able to get it down.
Yeah, it's very easy to, be hitting all your shots and feeling confident when you're up by 10 points and, you're not missing and everything seems to be going your way. But how do you react when, you've missed your last 5 shots? How do you play? How do you fight for the board?
And that can be a good example for defensively as well. How well can you be on your fur? As we get to see a quick lay-in there for the Elites. And once again, they've extended it back up to double digits. So the Stars have to find a way to climb their way back into this game. Anari going along the arc as he gets trapped as Snyman gets a quick screen, and he's able to get the pick and pop as once again they get it within single digits, and they're only down by 7, 56-49. And we get a quick foul there by Anari. So I believe that they're going to be on the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
So right now, currently, we get the first shot good. And we get to see some quick substitutions as well. We'll see if the Elites are able to get the second one, as Tonpo is able to get the second. So right now the Elites do have a good cushion, 58-49, only up by 9, but the Stars can easily bring this back if they get a couple of 3 synced in. And that is one thing that we haven't really seen too much in this game. It is the 3-point, as I do say that Anari attempts one, but it's no good.
Yeah, outside of Zach Cooper in the first quarter really stepping up, it's been quiet except for Snyman's last 3 for the Stars.
Yeah, right now Wilson pulling it back. Try to find something. May have to go for another half-court heave there, but again, no good. That's probably another thing that we have to get an understanding is the ball movement. Ball movement has been very, very key in today's game. So trying to find a way to get the best pass to find that open third would be really key here, as we get to see another miss there for the Stars.
Yeah, it's really come down to, oh goodness, a dunk alley-oop played there. I was going to say fatigue might be what's coming to be a problem here, as we see a lot of shot clocks winding down, but no fatigue for the Elites, it seems.
Yeah, now they're up by 11, 60-49, as we're going to get into 3 minutes left in the third quarter. And we'd have Anari go for 3, and it is good this time around, as they are able to cut it down to 8, 60-52. It's been a very low-scoring game so far in Game 2. But both teams are trying to grit their way around, because this is Game 2. I imagine that all players are feeling a little bit exhausted here, as Foster's not able to get down, but he gets his own miss, but he's swarmed with a lot of blue jerseys, but he wasn't able to get the shot in, as the Elites do get the rebound. And Anari getting a quick screen. Anari having a chance for that mid-ranger, but it's no good, as Alaman gets the rebound. Right now, Tombo handed up to Alaman, handed up to Foster. So a little bit of passing here and there, as Wilson trying to find some kind of answer, as Alaman has to go for a mid-ranger, and it's no good. Seeing a couple of bigs here trying to show that they have a little bit of mid-range game to show that they can stretch the floor a little bit, but it's not really working out for them.
Yeah, still stuck at 8-point difference here. There's a little over a minute and change left to go.
Yeah, we get to see a quick foul there by Na, and that's his second personal. So once again, the Elites going back on the line. They've been on the line a lot more frequently compared to the Stars, it seems, throughout this game.
Yeah, Game 1 was a much quieter game compared to the number of whistles being blown, and it might be the difference maker here at the end if the Elites keep getting to the charity stripe and continue to be accurate.
Yeah, that's really been the big case, because there are some times where the game feels like it's slowing down quite a lot with these fouls. But even as as the opposing team, you don't want to give up too many fouls either, especially as the game rolls on, because the number of times you're letting your opponent go to the cherry stripe can really cost you, especially if they're a very well-oiled machine when it comes to that. As we get to see Kelly gets an and one opportunity.
Yeah, a chance to cut into deficit here.
Yeah, Saphira once again doing her damage. While she did have a little bit of a quiet game this go round, she can be dangerous. But right now, Wilson is serving what is the best option. Hands it over to Myers. Myers hands it over to Foster. That's a pretty good size difference there as Foster lays it up and in. Really taking advantage of the size compared to Saphira. And Saphira hands it over to Vikings. Viking hands it over to Aquino. Lots of passing here as Lavoy Williams tries to drive his way into the paint, but it's no good. Good defense there by Myers. And Kelly tries to go for the mid-range, and once again, no good. So we only got less than 30 seconds left in the third quarter here. We'll see if the Stars are able to try to answer back, but it's no, once again, it's a Kelly on Kelly action.
I was about to say, I warned you this earlier.
Blake being able to get the block there, but Saphira gets the rebound. They have the chance to make the final shot. And she's able to roll it in.
Yeah, and that's something she's going to have to learn as she moves to the professional level, is dealing with bigger bodies. I mean, she's already had to fight. Most basketball players, even the college level, are taller than her. She's 5'9". But as she moves up to the FBA, she's going to face, on average, taller, bigger, faster, stronger furs, and she's going to have to, you know, really tailor her game to that, like maybe based off of players like Lance Wildfire and Derek Kim and how they've dealt with being a smaller fur in the league and how they have been successful.
Yeah, and when you're going up against players like Leon Delmont, who has a lot of size when it comes to going for a point guard, you have to find a way to play around that and try and use what advantages you do have against players like that. As
being that small, you're likely to be lost in the shuffle. Getting around screens is a lot easier. You're going to be in a better position to swipe the ball when they're dribbling, lower center of mass. She almost makes that difficult fadeaway three there.
Yeah, right now we do get to see her going up to her defender really quickly, showing that speed as Alleman. He has a little bit of size, but loses the ball there, and it will be a turnover to the Elites. Or is it a turnover, actually?
No, it stays with the Elites.
Not.
It was almost a turnover. They both battling for the ball there at the end.
Yeah, quite a bit of a scare there for the Elites, as they don't want the deficit to cut down any lower than what it is. They are up by 7, but that could easily be diminished, as the Elites were not able to get it down, and we do get to see a player complaining to the ref about that call, about a no call. And we do have Saphira taking advantage of that as she gets the mid-ranger.
Sorry, you don't have time to complain. There's a 2-on-1 fast break, and you just let the opponent score that basket there because of your complaining on the floor.
Yeah, right now Blake trying to find a way to answer back, but hands it up to Alleman, and Alleman's not able to get it down, but Myers has a chance for second chance point opportunity, and it is good. Right now, the Elites are trying to keep them separate with 66-59. And once again, another turnover there as John's able to draw the foul on Murphy. Very costly turnover leading into a foul to the Cherries like for 2 more points to extend this lead close to double digits once again.
Yeah, and that's a bit of frustration coming out from Tyreek. Getting the ball stripped from him by Garo Cryer. almost. I mean, it wasn't as hard as it could have been. At least it's not a flagrant, but still.
Yeah, even then, you have to be able to calm yourself down a little bit because they could easily call that every single time, especially when you're trying to show that frustration. As Cooper does come back into the game as we're about to hit the 10-minute mark of the game in its entirety as Age comes in as well.
Yeah, back to a 9-point deficit. Again, the Elites able to keep it around this margin. They've seen it whittled away multiple times, but always able to at least build it back to here.
Yeah, that's pretty much a good thing. As you know, in the game of basketball, it can be a game of runs. Sometimes there's going to be times where you're going to have hot streaks and cold streaks for both teams. As Blake going for a windmill dunk.
Off of the block on the other end from Myers, Blake just showing off there like this is the dunk contest or something.
Yeah, I think he's trying to make a name for himself, saying that, hey, maybe in the All-Star week I can get invited to the dunk contest.
Now, if you're a scout and you see that, does that actually prove to be a negative in your mind? You know, if a player is trying to be fancy in a game and they end up missing the dunk because they were being fancy, that's always a question in the back of your mind. You know, are they being a little too cocky there?
Yeah, that is one thing. You don't want to try to play around like that in an actual game. Sure, it's an exhibition match, but it's an exhibition match that can decide where you're going to be drafted here in this upcoming draft. So while it is nice to see on the highlight reel, we do have to pay attention to what's more important within this game, as the Elites are not able to get anything down that time. And Snyman tries to go coast to coast, but it's no good. Snyman does get the rebound back and hands it over to Murphy, who goes so long too, but it's no good. But so far, the Elites have done a very good job trying to, even though that they have a couple of moments where they did let the Stars come back, they were able to answer back with their own run. Cooper hands it over to Alamin. Some quick passes after a very tough three, and it's no good. And that seems to be one of the big issues here, is that there are times where they have no choice but to shoot near a half-court shot because of the bad plays that's been going on from both sides, especially for the Elites.
Their setups just are not working out in the end, and you know, that is partly because of the lack of chemistry that's been built between these guys. It's not like they have the timings down crisp. It takes a little longer for the plays to develop, and the shot clock is coming into factor in.
Yeah, right now, Snyman tries to lay it up, and it's good. Snyman cut a deficit within single digits once again. So, for the Stars, who would you want to try and kind of take over a little bit, to try and really take over this game? Because it hasn't really been a chance for the Stars to really have a feel of a threat, as we get to see Myers hit that hit that mid-ranger.
Well, and it might just be a bad matchup in terms of a meshing of the chemistry. I want to see a little bit more from Martin and Murphy. I think those two could step up. We saw Lagerstrom in the first game have an impact on defense, pulling down the boards, and he's had a bit of an impact here tonight. Not as strong as like an Iverson or a Kukinos in game one, but it really hasn't. There's been no one stepping up. That's the problem. They all have had their moments of, you know, basket here, basket there, but I can't go, okay, in a moment of like, we need a basket, this is who we should go to. Snyman's been about the only one willing to take every shot, even if it results in a miss.
Yeah, and once again, Snyman not able to get it down this time as John hands it over to Blake, and Blake slams it down once again. And that's one thing you can probably appreciate for the Elites, is especially in this long stretch, that they are not letting down. Snyman trying to go for a three, but once again, no good. The Stars are really completely cold in this stretch.
Yeah, I would call a timeout here just to give everyone a chance to mentally reset. I
And
mean,
Cooper going for three, and it's just a complete air ball.
oh,
That kind of goes to show how much he's fallen.
I mean, he's not even cold right now. It's like the Arctic here, and not in the sense that he's drafted by the Arctics. I mean, he hit 3 great threes earlier, and then the air ball with too much power. He just needs to refocus.
They really try to calm down a little bit. As so far, Age has been doing well defending him, trying not to let him open that paint up. As Greer misses it, but Alamin was able to lay it up and in.
Alamin up and in. Are we creating a rhyming scheme here for the draftees this year?
I mean, we've done it before.
And speaking on the other end, Murphy, or Snyman, sorry, unable to make that fall.
And Cooper's trying to go for another three, but once again, cold.
Are the two teams just going to let those two take threes all day at this point?
Well, maybe they're just like, hey, look, I'm trying to show my best attribute to these scouts, but so far it's not looking too hot for either player. As Murphy handed to Snyman, who once again goes for three, but it's in and out.
They're all fine shots. They're open. It works. It's just they're not falling at this point.
Yeah, I think both teams even realize it and just letting them have it, because if they're not making it, then they can just go ahead and get that free possession. As Blake going for a mid-ranger, and it's good. And it's not really a good thing if you're a Stars player, because you want to be able to get back into this game, because now you're down by 14, and that's not really a good look.
Well, if you're a Stars player, do you start getting strategic here and go, hey, I'd rather them talk about someone else failing than, me making my mistakes? So do you let them keep taking those shots, even if just to kind of like hide yourself a little bit, or do you just keep playing as you are? I mean, we saw Martin gain the bucket there, first bucket for the Stars in a while.
I mean, even then, even though that we are looking at individual play, this is still a team sport. So being able to find a way to work together is really imperative. Sure, you haven't been able to play that long, as you get another quick shot there, as the deficit is now down to 10. Even with the fact that they have not really been playing together as a unit for a very long time. Just finding that kind of chemistry and understanding how you guys play as the game goes along is very imperative for games like this. As Kelly lays it up and in for two for the Elites.
Yeah, if you're the Stars, honestly, just try and keep it within a 10-point game here. I mean, this is a low-scoring game compared to Game 1 by far. And oh my God, that pass! That was
ugly pass there.
4 feet behind where I think the defender or the player was intended to be.
Yeah, so far, John hands it over to Cooper. I wouldn't be surprised if Cooper tries to go for another three here, trying to heat up once again, but instead goes for a finger roll, but it's no good. But he gets his own miss, still not able to get anything down even after those second and third chance opportunities. Martin tries to go for a teardrop, but it's no good. But Viking once again laying it up and in.
Yeah, Viking playing cleanup. Very good about getting those offensive boards and just tapping it in. And Martin picking it up there both on defense and offense now. Still a 10-point game here with a little under 3 minutes left to go in this quarter.
Yeah, so they're not completely out of it as of yet, but they do need to have a good run, and they need to have some decent stops as well.
Yeah, and unlike Game 1, I really can't point out to any player that's stood out all that much. I mean, definitely Cooper at first seemed like to be a flashpoint. I mean, if he could just look at his first quarter only, it was a great game for him. Everything since then has been a little bit troubling, a little inconsistent, trying to force it a little too much. But outside of him, I mean, no one has stood out on the Elites.
Yeah, it's even though the fact that they have extended this lead quite well, you're right. There's some players that has made some snippets here and there, but it's really have been just more of a unity thing. Not a lot of players standing out, but we do get to see the Stars slowly climbing back into it again.
I mean, it's only a lead because the Stars are down by so much. I mean, if this was any, it could be the exact other way where the Stars are up 90 at this point. If they just made some shots, it's not like the Elites have necessarily been elite on the offensive side as Cooper trying to hit one more three before the quarter game comes to a close.
Yeah, but Viking gets the rebound as Martin and Burfy. They're trying to find some kind of offensive answer, but it hits the side of the rim, and right now it's not looking too hot for the Stars as we're about to enter into the final minute in a few moments. As Cooper playing a little bit of an ISO here, as Cooper does lay it up, but it's no good, and it's going to be another shooting foul. So Cooper has a chance to extend the lead even more, back to double digits once again.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you should do in the situation where your shots aren't falling. Try and get contact, at least then you are being productive. Even though, again, at this point, the game is pretty much locked away. 77 seconds left to go in this final quarter here, down by 9. At the bare minimum, the Stars would need multiple threes and the Elites to miss any free throws because they're going to have to foul them. And honestly, this game is not serious enough that I think intentional fouling is warranted. Always a risk of, accidentally hurting someone, even if it is just a hug, to get a foul.
Yeah, and it's really important for all these players to do well here. It's been very low scoring on both ends. Do you feel like that it's more so of bad luck or the defensive efforts on both sides?
I think fatigue. The fatigue has come in. I think maybe game 1 they didn't manage their stamina as much as they should have, and we're seeing that here in game 2. The field goal percentage has dropped, and yes, I think that the second game did feature some more defensive-minded players. Myers, Alameen, they have definitely stepped up. Even Viking, strong defensive showing, and that may have had an impact, especially if the more offensive-powered players happen to be in game 1 and that they've had limited minutes this game. But I really do think it's been fatigue. We've seen some questionable decisions. Quarter 1 seemed to be going fine for the Elites, and then I think they finally tired out, whereas the Stars have kind of just struggled to get anything going through the quarters.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you there. It's been very difficult for both sides to really try and find some sort of rhythm, as we usually Topo slamming it down.
She wants to get at least one highlight reel for the game to go in her.
At least one, even though it doesn't really matter too much, as we are now witnessing the final seconds of this game closing off, and they're probably going to just hold off. But no, Sophia trying to go for one more shot, but it's no good.
I think she wanted to say that they only lost by 10. But we'll dive into the stats real quick. Lagerstrom, 10 points, 16 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Pethron, 2 points, 11 rebounds. Shot 50% from the floor, didn't really bother taking too many. Murphy, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 for 14. Not as great of a showing as you'd like. Martin, 3 for 9, 6 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, a block, doing a bit of everything. Snyman tried to be the offensive force, but 9 for 29 at the end of the day. But 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a block. Kind of had to try to put all the team on his shoulders, and it just didn't work out. Aquino, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Lavoy Williams, a rebound, 0 for 4. Kelly, 4 for 13, 9 points, 1 assist. 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 for 3 from the field. And Kelly, I think she's the second highest scorer so far we've seen, because not a lot of points being put up by anyone other than Snyman, even though again he did take nearly a third of the shots I think here tonight. Anari 3 for 9, 7 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Kokinos 4 points, 1 rebound, perfect from the floor, but only played 10 minutes. He played a lot game one, so I'm not surprised they limited his minutes here tonight. Iverson 0 for 2, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. Again, also limited his minutes after so many in game one. Jumping over to the elites. Al Amin, 42 minutes on the floor, 17 rebounds, 11 points, 3 assists. Myers, 8 points, 11 rebounds, 2 short of a double-double, but 3 blocks, getting it done on defense and 3 offensive rebounds. Cooper, putting up 19 points, much like Snyman. Again, the two are very similar to each other in the fact that they shot a lot. 19 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. He was 3 for 4 at the half from the three-point line, but struggled in the second, going over 3 in the second half, but got it done from the free throw line. Giro Crier, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Blake Kelly, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block, 6 for 16. Divoko Zich, 4 points, 6 rebounds, 2 for 3 from the field. Not a lot of fouls on the Elite's side, as you see. You know, they did go to the free throw line quite a bit, and they shot well. Foster, 9 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist, 3 for 9 from the field. Wilson, 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, all coming from the free throw line. Tonpo getting it done from the free throw line, 12 points total, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. A better game from her this second game compared to the first. Williamson, a rebound, 2 assist. Baltive, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 turnovers though. Jetson, 2 points, 3 rebounds, shooting 50% from the field with an assist. Anyone stand out to you here tonight?
Well, honestly, I'm gonna have to go ahead and say Blake. Personally, I think that Blake did a very, very good job at being a little bit more efficient, being able to drive into the paint quite often, and has been one of the few players that has helped keep the lead in the distance. Because I don't think the rookies, the stars, really led this game at all from throughout it. And I think that Blake had a really huge piece into that. At the same time, I think for the Stars, and you could probably say the Viking had done a very good job being that defensive anchorman as he's able to pick up a lot of boards.
The Stars did lead by 2, but I think that was like the first shot of the game that
Yeah.
they were in the lead. Uh, the big stat I see is free throw differential. Look at that difference, 22 to 3.
Yeah, that's you can't win in that scenario. There's
No,
just no way. You have to be able to not only be able to get some fouls coming your way as well, but also try to clean yourself up onto that notion too. Because if you are letting these guys just getting free points, that's just you're just asking yourself, you're just shooting yourself with a foot at that point.
exactly. It was. I think that ended up being the major factor. Both teams shot relatively the same, 36%. It just came down to those free throws at the end. Every quarter seemed to go their way. The elites were much more physical down low in the post, getting contact compared to the Stars. But we'll have to see how this affected them. I think you and I are going to possibly have a mock draft coming up where we will break down where we think these top 24s will go. Any parting thoughts before we sign off for the night?
Well, I have to say it was great efforts for all the participants here in the Combine Games and everyone everyone involved in the Combine in general. It's been very interesting to see all these new faces, seeing all these starry eyes getting ready to prepare for themselves to hopefully find themselves a home come draft night. And it's going to be interesting to see what will happen in these next few weeks as we head into that process.
Yeah, who knows who will the number one pick be and who will be Mr. or Mrs. Irrelevant at 48? Will it be a top 24? Or will We finally have a draft in a long time where a top 24 is not drafted. Haven't seen that in many, many years since I've been around.
Yeah, let's hope that that's not the case. We had a couple of scares these past couple of years, but let's just hope that um, everyone is going to be able to do very well, and we'll go from there.
Yep. Thank you all for tuning in. I've been Ryan Eastman, and that was Marcus Baylor. Thank you all for tuning in tonight, and have a great evening.